hate puppies.
Good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. We've got a early Sunday morning show here today.
Yeah, buddy.
We haven't done one of these in quite a while.
I like Sunday morning shows.
Yeah.
I know you do. You showed up.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good sign that you like the
Good point.
Sunday morning show.
Healy's back.
Works in his favor.
Where'd the fish dildo go?
Oh, that's been down for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had a fish dildo, so I don't.
The listeners know.
I think you know where it is.
Yeah.
They
It's
understand.
Yeah.
air quotes in storage.
Right. Is that what they call it? Yeah.
I've been trying to get my wife to put things in storage forever. She won't do it.
Yeah.
She's just not into that.
Not having it?
No,
Terrible.
unfortunately.
Take
Show
it
her how
over.
it's done.
Strong coffee. Yeah. You see, look, you barely
Painless.
notice. Barely notice a
I
grimace.
can walk around all day.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
That's how good I am.
Exactly.
I didn't wake up like this. I practiced, though.
Yeah.
And that's all I keep
Yeah,
saying. Practice
exactly.
makes perfect.
Exactly.
See, you
Like
guys
Kegels.
get it.
Rome
Kind
wasn't
of.
built in a day.
Yeah, Kegels are really important. Otherwise, you awkwardly drop a tap walking through the mall.
Yeah.
It's not a good. It's not a good look to say.
Look what
the
I
least.
found.
I know, dude. So I'm getting really excited that we are 1 week out from the holiday drink episode.
Yeah.
That'll be
Like
fun.
I'm pumped to not lose.
Yeah, that
Gotta
would
be.
be good.
This is very exciting for me. Are you guys nervous though about handing over the reins to the drink making to
No.
other
No,
people?
I get to not make
Yeah,
a
I'm
drink.
not. Yeah.
That's too much to concentrate on.
It gets harder every year, but kind of like our food day challenges. Like we're running out of things, so I'm curious to see what other people will do.
It will be nice to see. I hope one of them brings a nice mulled cider.
You would,
Yeah, 'cause
and
that's
they will lose.
What's going to be difficult is to judge something that you don't personally like.
yes,
like if they make a tequila-based drink or something. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, like judging, trying to not judge. Same thing with the deli. I guess we always do, or I
Yeah.
always do.
Yeah.
Is like, I can see this as being delicious, but it's just not my flavor.
it's like the food critic who hates Chinese food and eats it is like first thing they say is like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course you don't. Like,
Yeah, that mushu pork was awfully mushu porky.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's okay, Chinese food guy.
Right.
hopefully somebody brings in. Hopefully, well, Jay and Lee will talk to each other, so they won't double up. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they bring in different
Right.
things because you don't want. I guess we should have talked to the guys. We don't want everybody bringing the same drink in.
Oh,
I
they
feel
know.
like Joe's going to have some high octane gasoline.
Yeah. Joe's already in third.
Right.
Like in my mind,
Yeah.
even though he understands flavors better than everybody else, he also understands drinking.
He might have like something like food paired with it.
Ooh.
You know what? He's back in first.
Yeah.
That actually sounds fantastic.
It does.
If he stepped
Some
up,
kind of hors d'oeuvre plate
Yeah.
with your shit.
That's
Oh, man.
pretty
I'm
good
thinking
idea.
Totino's.
Yeah, that's
There you go.
right.
Pretty
Exactly.
good to me.
Yeah.
I was at a Christmas party the other evening, and a mixed drink that I'd never had before, which was weird to me, was cranberry and Southern Comfort.
How was it?
It was actually not bad.
That's
I was-
actually a fairly popular holiday drink.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
had.
Really?
I've never had it, but I know people.
First
who-
time for me, and I was like, this is not bad.
I haven't had Southern Comfort since 1999. For
Do you
real.
remember when Southern Comfort was everybody went
Oh,
through a
yeah,
small
SoCo.
stage though,
Yeah.
where they were
It
like,
was like
SoCo,
I had
SoCo,
so
SoCo.
Wasn't
much that
Dr.
I can't
Pepper?
drink. Yeah,
Dr.
SoCos
Pepper
and Dr. Peppers.
mixed well with it.
I used to walk around with the liquor and the Dr. Pepper separately in my hand.
Oh, you just mix them in
Yeah.
your mouth.
Yes. And then eventually I can't drink any of it now. I haven't tried it again.
Isn't a flaming
No.
Dr. Pepper
150.
SoCo 151 and Dr. Pepper?
Isn't there
That
amaretto
sounds
in
right.
there?
It's
too?
no, it's just amaretto and 151, and you
151.
light it, take a shot. I
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that tastes like Flamin' Doctor. That tastes
No,
like
you drop it in a beer, and
Oh,
it looks
okay.
like a
Yeah, that's
tastes
it.
like Dr. Pepper.
Interesting. I've never had one of those.
Pretty
that
wild.
shit. Either it's
Yeah.
Chuck.
Well, that's a good inside joke for me.
Yeah.
I know that back when I was in college and when you guys were there too, like shots were huge, right? And like you like buying your friends awful shots.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I never
Yes.
got in on that. Like I
Right.
was like, get that four Wiseman away from me. You
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. Like,
It's funny too. So I have my stepson's in college, and he comes home.
is
to
it still the
visit.
same stuff?
He comes home to visit, and I can just see in him the vitriol that I had. He's like, "So what are y'all doing tonight? We getting fucking crazy?" I'm like,
Let's do
"God
this."
damn! I hear you, man."
There was like liquid cocaine
Yeah.
and gorilla farts.
Right.
Like,
Yep. Oh.
everybody just, I guess it's our Malort. That was what it is.
Yes.
It's
Oh, my
like,
God.
I was
Oh,
about
Lord.
to say I haven't really grown out of that. I have 2 bottles of Malort here,
Right.
so I'm still a fan of that.
The worst was the tequila with mayonnaise on top. The
Oh.
greasy Mexican.
Yeah.
Dirty
I never-
Mexican, whatever
I
it
never
was.
had
Oh, my
that.
God.
The stew.
Just dude, yeah. They renamed it.
Yum.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff out there.
it's too early on Sunday to be talking like this.
My stomach literally turned when he brought that up. I was like, I could go for some mayonnaise, but I don't know. It's not the right combo.
Speaking
there.
of mayonnaise,
yeah, y'all have all had it. now.
we've
I'm
all
still-
had
Yes.
What? Oh,
the Popeyes.
The Popeyes.
Yeah, you haven't.
No, I actually tried to go there yesterday to get it and ended up in Chicken Fiesta, which
Good call.
that happens sometimes.
I ended up in there on a whim. I was making a right on Hall Street from Courthouse, and I was like, got nowhere to be. I need to try this sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I cut some poor lady off and made a U-turn.
4 lanes.
Not now!
Sandwich
Sandwich!
my way.
That ends up, you get cut off, and then they immediately go into Popeyes, and you're like, yeah, that sounds right.
That's par for the course.
Yep.
Because it's definitely not the Shoney sitting there on the corner.
Right.
Yeah, nobody goes across 3 lanes of traffic to
No.
get to a Shoney's.
You never.
You
what
know,
is
but a
it?
Popeyes chicken sandwich that will catch your
Yeah.
eye.
You never plan to go to a Shoney's or a Denny's, but you end up there somehow at like 3 a.m.
That's crazy, though, thinking about that sandwich, I mean, is it fair to say that, I don't want to say it's turned Popeyes around, but their business
It's
is
had
through
to
the
have,
roof.
right? It's had to have.
Dude, that
I would
Pop-
say it's turned it around.
I went by a Popeyes the other day, and the obviously the hype has died down at this point. Like
Yeah.
the
But they're
craziness.
still busy.
Dude,
Yeah,
they're
had-
busy.
They had a
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A-esque line
Yep.
around the drive-thru,
Yep.
and the parking lot was packed, and people shuffling in and out. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
The
one item.
If
may
they
have
could just
saved
make it my pleasure, they would be killing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, the service, the one I went to, the service was awful.
Yeah.
The line was
Chew on.
long, and
Chew on.
one person was taking the order. But to compare the sandwich to Chick-fil-A is laughable.
It's
Yeah.
Like,
that damn.
It,
God
it's
bless it.
not even. It's literally apples and oranges. Like they're not the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll tell that to the chicken. I bet he
Yeah.
thinks it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
But we
We don't care what he thinks, Brendan.
Yeah.
He's delicious either way.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they're actually they're probably one's jacked up on steroids, the other one's just like
Right.
free range.
Yeah.
No
But
way.
the Popeyes chicken sandwich is literally
We have Russian chickens at Popeyes.
it's
Exactly.
twice as big, and the crunch is amazing, the flavor's amazing, the bun's better, everything's better.
Yeah, everything. And you didn't get pickles, but the pickles are 10 times better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those pickles on the Chick-fil-A.
Did you get pickles?
Yeah.
They're amazing, are they not?
Yeah, three
You know what's
three of
funny?
them stacked. It was
But they're
great.
not like the mushy, like old ass
Yeah.
pickle. It's like a really fresh, like cut pickle out of the garden.
Well, the one thing I hate about Chick-fil-A is if you get the sandwich to go and you don't get to it right away, it just starts moistening up
Yeah.
inside that
Yeah,
bag
yeah.
like a
Oh, okay,
microwave.
so
It
I-
gets soft. That
I have a
sucks.
question for you then, because a big part of that is they have that like metal lined.
Yeah, it keeps the
bag.
steam in.
Which you
It keeps
can't
the-
microwave.
It keeps
The
the steam
worst.
in, and that's what
Yeah.
makes it soggy. Is the Popeyes one in a metal line?
No, paper
No,
bag.
no, it's big
Yeah.
bag.
See, that is an obvious move. Like, I get if you're trying to keep it warm, that will keep it warm, but that steam is what makes your bun all soggy by the time you
Yeah.
get home.
Yeah, no, that was the worst.
But as we talked about, I
Interesting.
will continue to go to Chick-fil-A more often than Popeyes
Yeah.
because I like all the sauces, I like the fries, I like the atmosphere, I like the customer service, I like everything. And it's not that the Chick-fil-A sandwich is bad. Everyone likes the Chick-fil-A
Yes.
sandwich.
It's still amazing.
But the Popeyes one is way better.
yeah.
Way better.
Well, what I find my Chick-fil-A is, and same for Ely, it's packed 24/7.
Bathing in money.
Yeah.
Dude,
And it's,
place.
but
The
it's
one
like, do I
over here
really
is
want
too.
to sit here and wait
Right.
forever for what I know I'm going to get?
Right.
There's a lot of good stuff, but I mean, it's like, damn. I went into Popeyes and was like, nobody
Chew
in
on.
line. Nobody in line, and right away got my sandwich. I was like,
Oh,
this
hi.
Yeah.
I'll take a.
How are you doing today?
is- oh man.
But the hot sauce is just what makes it spicy. Is just
I
the
haven't
mayonnaise.
tried
Yeah,
that
so
one.
I got the spicy one, and it was basically, to say it's spicy is laughable.
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
spicy.
But how does
at all.
Popeyes miss that boat when their whole thing is seasoning the chicken?
That's
to
my whole
make it
thing. If
spicy?
you go and
fried
get spicy chicken tenders from Popeyes, it's a
seasoned.
totally different piece of chicken.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how did they?
Why didn't they just do the same thing with their sandwich?
They probably did it because they're trying to stay on par with, like they want to compare it to Chick-fil-A.
Well, the weird thing is,
But Chick-fil-A makes a spicy sandwich.
Yeah.
Right, which is actually
With-
spicy.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't
Really
Yeah, because
spicy.
when I went in there, that was the first question I asked the guy behind the counter was, "What's the difference between classic and regular?" And he said, "Nothing. It's just the mayonnaise that's different that makes it spicy."
Yeah.
And
I
it
was like,
doesn't.
Is that an efficiency thing?
doesn't.
I guess like you
I don't
only
know.
have to make one.
Yeah, probably
piece of
something
chicken.
like
I
that.
wonder if they're working on it. Because
Obviously,
maybe I
they
can see
must
them
have tried
testing
it.
right?
They must have tried it and landed on the mayonnaise because they make better spicy fried chicken than any of the other fast food
Yeah,
chicken
for
places.
sure.
Speaking of,
Outside
Well,
of Gus's.
one of the guys.
Ooh, I discovered someplace. Did I talk about Gus's on the air yet?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh shit! There's a place called Gus's that is slowly infiltrating.
Chicken?
It's like it's just fried chicken.
Where's
wait.
this?
So they have one in it. They have one in Atlanta. They have them in Tennessee. They have them
I
in
don't give a
Chicago.
fuck. I thought
They're-
you could be out here on the turnpike and shit.
I'm just saying, you got to look.
y'all want to swing down to Atlanta on the way
Yeah.
out of here today?
I'm just saying they're expanding. Like they're growing, and they've been growing steadily for the last few years. And it's the best damn like spicy fried chicken
Really?
in that it's in that genre, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Popeyes and all that. Phenomenal.
Well, we'll keep an eye out. Speaking
Gus's.
of great customer service and fried chicken, I went to a KFC the other day, and they've got all this. They brought all their flavors back. You can get like Nashville hot, honey barbecue. So I was like, and I've done this before at different Chick-fil-A's, and it works about 10% of the time. But I'll be like, can I get the 5-piece tenders, but get like 2 Nashville hot and 2 honey barbecue? Everywhere they go, no, we can't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You can.
and then 1 out of 10 times they'll say, yeah, I think we can do that. But it's like I'm watching you literally just spin that shit back there. Like you could grab 2 out of this one and 3. Like
Right.
it's 5 tenders, no matter how you cut it. Like,
That's not the Colonel's way.
Can you
Right.
imagine walking?
but it's the customer service thing, right? Like if Chick-fil-A had some shit like that, they'd be like, yeah, we'll do that for you.
Yeah.
Can you imagine walking into a Dunkin' Donuts and like you can only get 12 the same?
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. Right.
What?
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Chick-fil-A is they have like 14 different sauces that are all delicious. Like I literally don't even know which sauce I want every time I go in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Chick-fil-A
which one?
sauce.
And they got mac and cheese. Yeah, I agree.
That's
That's
the
the
one.
only
Yeah.
answer.
It's the
That
best.
spicy sriracha is pretty
That
awesome.
spicy sriracha's money, dude.
And that
Polynesian's
that
money.
honey, yeah, and the honey roasted barbecue.
Yeah.
They're
It's
all
delicious.
good. I'm not, but I'm
But
just saying,
Chick-fil-A is
if
the
you-
one.
If you
Yeah.
like, say you can have one sauce,
Which
It's
is
an
funny
easy
too, because
choice.
I used to like live and breathe by Polynesian, and some shitbird was like, "You don't eat Chick-fil-A sauce?" I was like, "That shit sucks." I eat Polynesian. I tried Chick-fil-A, and I've been all down Chick-fil-A sauce since then.
I had a similar
was wrong.
experience. Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
was like, "What are you talking about?" And they just had me try it. And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, my bad." Like,
Yeah.
I was a Polynesian guy.
Right.
Well, that's what T-Bomb did. He took the 2 sandwiches and put Chick-fil-A sauce on. Got the Popeye sandwich and got the Chick-fil-A
Oh,
sauce
really?
and
Oh.
put the Chick-fil-A sauce on both sandwiches to give it a like straight up comparison.
Yeah.
But then the brioche bun kills it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then the chicken itself is better.
I feel bad, Stu. It's your day, but I'm leaving after this. I'm going to Popeyes.
I may be, honestly. I'm not even fucking around.
Go for it.
Stu's got the distinct advantage of feeding everybody today. So
You
Stu's
pull it out of the bag, and it's all gigantic.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
dude.
the pterodactyl wing.
And it's
Yeah.
crispy. Like
It is.
The Chick-fil-A is not crispy like
No,
that.
no.
I
I
gotta
just
get
don't
this.
understand why they don't have macaroni and cheese.
But see, everyone's saying that like Chick-fil-A's had it forever. Chick-fil-A just got it in the last
Yeah,
year.
yeah, but theirs is amazing. Every time you get it, the top's brown, like you just baked it.
Ooh, really?
Yes,
They're rolling up.
every little cup.
I've just
But
had one.
Why
bite
doesn't
of it.
Popeyes have it?
Popeyes doesn't need it. They have biscuits.
Yeah.
Right, but KFC's got mac and cheese and biscuits.
Oh, yeah. I got the combo meal, and I guess you guys said biscuits come with it. I didn't get a biscuit.
Well,
I
see,
didn't get a biscuit either.
you didn't? Okay,
No.
so maybe it doesn't. I thought I read that it did.
You could probably
Well,
swap
you just
out for
order a
but-
biscuit.
Yeah.
So, by the way,
Can I get some more bread with my
did
bread?
you see? Yeah, exactly. Extra carbs, please. Did you see that New Mission Barbecue opened and there was 40 fuckers deep in line in the rain?
Ours on
Yes.
Holst- Yeah. I drove by, dude. It's
In line,
place
in the
is
rain,
awesome.
waiting
Mission
to get
is
in.
good.
It's hilarious.
In the rain. I'm like, it's fucking barbecue. I don't care. All right.
Barbecue is like there's only slight differences. As far
Exactly.
as you can only level up so much.
Exactly. That's how I feel about barbecue. I'm like, dude, especially pulled pork sandwiches. I'm like, a fucking pulled pork sandwich is damn near a pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah.
No, that's
you know what I mean?
no one ever goes, "Oh, pulled pork is what makes us different."
No, it's
I
always
make
the
pulled
tips
pork in
and-
my yard. That's phenomenal.
You
But
know what
if
makes
you
a
can
difference
do like
for-
a brisket. Now
Yes,
that's where it gets difficult.
sure.
I will judge a place on brisket.
Well, there's no
and
quick
ribs.
service I'm going to stand in the rain 40 deep for anyway. Like, it's a quick service restaurant. Yes, it's
Yeah.
good, but, like, I'll go grab a Popeye sandwich. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's
Right.
other options. Like, I'll
It is
grab
better.
a
barbecue's
burrito.
barbecue, but I judge a lot of them on the sides.
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
say.
The
That's what
greens,
sets them apart.
Like some of the cornbread. Like I love the greens at Mission, but then Q has the best cornbread pudding.
yeah.
Like
You know what you get at Mission?
Amazing.
Fucking great service.
Yeah.
Like,
They do, man. The manager
mean-
came out. I was standing there looking like I often look when the menu's large. I kind of had that befuddled dummy
The I
Yeah.
want everything
standing
look.
there.
Yeah.
And I'm just staring. The lady came out from
Cross-eyed.
behind, and she was like, "Can I help you, sir?" And I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to figure this all out." And she was like, "Let me make it easier for you." Went back and brought me samples of like all the meat.
yeah.
Nice.
And so I felt at that point obligated to order more because I
Yeah.
was like, she just hooked me up. And then the last time I went in there, like I knew her name and like I walked up and like said her name. My wife was like, "How often do you come here?" And I was like, literally just once the day before, but
Yeah.
she is the best person. Like
Yeah.
I'll come back here because of that service.
I have to give kudos to Mission because my mom was cleaning out some pictures and found an old Army photo of her stepdad, and he's been passed for a while. But when the one on Midlothian opened up, she took the picture over to him and she's like, "You guys, I heard you guys will take these and put them on the wall if you want to." And they was
I
like,
like
"Yeah."
that.
So
Yeah.
he's my step granddad, but he's on the wall at Mission Barbecue with
That's
all
awesome.
the other paraphernalia that's up there regarding military.
Yeah, you should go back in and be like, "Excuse me, there's one that opened closer to me now." Can I grab that picture?
I need a transfer.
I'm gonna go in there and be like, "Stolen valor." That dude right there. That dude's full of shit.
Right.
That dude was outed 6 months ago.
Right.
Oh man.
Well,
Talk
was
about
that?
outed.
Right.
I hope the mics didn't pick up on that. I hope my nose doesn't pick up on that. It'll be a long
Damn,
morning. Get that Axe body spray.
Yeah.
Let's just
That'll cure
let's
what
just
ails you.
cure it. Jeez, dude, did you hear about that that bust down in Florida with the Axe body spray?
I did. That was
What?
pretty
What?
awesome.
There
I
was
didn't.
there's like a junior high school bus. Now, immediately right then and there, you recognize that these kids wear far too much cologne. I was guilty
Junior
of it all the time. I mean, I treated
In Cologne?
back in
In
when you were
junior?
in like 7th grade,
Oh,
8th
yeah.
grade.
Okay, yeah. I
You
guess.
you didn't understand.
No.
You were like, the more I smell, the better.
Yeah.
You know, and you
Well,
would
and
put
these
that,
kids nowadays, they're not like bathing, so like they're covering up. Like,
I didn't have choices. It was Old Spice. Period.
yeah, I used to rock my dad's Old Spice.
oh, you had choice. You had Brute,
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Old Spice.
Yeah.
There were
Calvin
a couple
Klein.
of those.
Drakkar.
Drakkar.
Drakkar, though, that's when you knew
Drakkar
you,
was
you
my
made
jam.
it.
Yeah.
You know, and then Cool Water.
What was
knocked
the
that
blue
off
one?
its throat.
Cool Water.
No.
Brute.
CK.
Brute, yeah,
Brute, that's what
Brute.
it was.
Oh, Brute was in green.
No, green was
Green.
Brute, I thought.
Yeah.
Green is Brute.
Aquavelva.
Aqua Velvet.
There you go.
That's the one I was talking about.
So, unfortunately, I used to spend a lot of time with that because that one you could splash on your
Yeah.
hands.
I
Yeah.
still have some.
So
of that.
when I first started shaving, I would do that every
Yep.
time, and I would splash it on my face, and then I would get another splash for the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would come out of there.
It's okay. It wore off. You didn't smell that.
Shaving doesn't make you a man. Aftershave makes you a man. That
Right.
shit
Right.
stings.
But I mean, we all used to do that.
Yeah.
We would
Oh,
put
yeah.
way too much of that stuff on, and it was.
we're older than the body spray thing. That wasn't really a thing.
Yeah,
for
that was
us.
after us.
Yeah,
but body
the
spray has
aerosol.
made it even more difficult for a 7th grader to keep their head out of their ass because it's
Yeah.
so easy. It's
Yeah.
I mean, just spray that shit everywhere. It's
Yeah.
on your neck. It's on your clothes. It's on your shoes.
So what happened with the bus?
So apparently, some kid got on the bus down in Florida, and he had sprayed
Classic Florida.
like an entire
Florida, man.
can of Axe body spray on himself. And the bus driver started getting like nauseous as he's driving along. He's like, "What the hell is this?" So he pulls over and he's like, "No, we got to figure this out. Like something's wrong." And he's walking down the aisle, and then he said it like hit him like a wall. Like when he got to this kid, and the kid was sitting there, and he's like, "What is that?" And the kid handed him an empty bottle of black Axe body spray. They literally brought in paramedics, unloaded the kids off the bus, and started like treating them for respiratory
Decon
problems.
the bus.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they shut down the bus. The kids didn't make it to school on time. Like kids were hauled off to the hospital and stuff.
Right.
Like we live in such a you can't even get laid anymore
Yeah.
as an 8th grader. Like that was the trick.
no,
You
but
spray
he's
it all
he's
over.
thinking he's like, I'm the shit. I'm
Oh,
getting
yeah.
somebody's gonna smell
I smell
me.
money.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was on this
right.
bus. The girls go
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that had the exact opposite effect. He's now the dumbass.
Yeah, you know his new nickname's Axe, right? Like,
Yeah.
Except most of the kids are probably, I don't know what the big deal is. My man smelled great.
yeah.
Yeah. Whole bus was smelling dope.
He was crushing it.
So that
Lady killer.
I was in in an Uber down in when we were down at the golf trip.
Mhm.
I went down. I got in an Uber there, and I walked in, and it stunk like nostril burning stunk.
Into our place, you're saying?
No, like in this Uber.
In the
Oh,
Uber.
in the Uber, okay.
And I'm like, yo, man, like smells great in here. And he's like, I know, right? And, I'm like, and he opened up the console, and he had that black can of the Axe body.
Yeah.
spray
Oh,
in
so
there.
it's like
Oh,
that
no.
black can is
And-
the.
He was like, man, he's like, ever since I started using this stuff in the car, he's like, the very first night I used it, he's like, this drunk guy and drunk girl got in the car, and the girl got in and smelled, and then said, ooh, can I sit up front? And she moved up front, and he said the whole way there, she was talking to him, chatting him up about the smell and how good it smelled, and started touching his leg and stuff, and then
Oh,
the
so he's sold.
yeah, and the dude in the back is like, "What are you doing?" And
Right.
she's like, "He smells so good," and literally like tried to move in on this Uber driver.
Yeah.
Like was trying to hook up with
This
him.
sounds
According to the
suspect.
Uber-
Yeah, a little bit.
Absolutely, like this guy is just entertaining his inner seventh
Yeah.
grader.
Right.
You know,
That sounds like a Penthouse Forums letter. Like,
It literally-
I'm driving my Uber and I use
Yeah.
my axe.
Right.
And next thing
She
you know,
came up front.
she threw herself all over
She ditched
me.
the zero.
Yeah. To get with the hero.
pulled out my
Exactly.
secret weapon.
Dude,
she
there
couldn't
are-
say no.
There
Yeah.
are some Uber rides I've been in, and it's just unique smells.
Yeah, but this guy was sold on it. So he said after that incident, he started using it all the time, and he's
Yeah.
like, I get more tips now. I get more people like saying, "Oh my God, you smell good," and he's like, and the women love it. Like he was talking like this had changed his life. This guy's like a 55-year-old man in a
Whoa.
Jeep Wrangler trying to do Uber. And I'm like, you are a jackass. And turns out he was from Richmond but lived down there now, making money in good old Myrtle. So
Man.
I'm noticing a trend, though. We got the Myrtle Beach people love it. We got the
Florida
Florida people
people.
love
It's coming
it.
north.
Yeah.
This is a beach stink, but this
Yeah.
guy swore by it. So this 7th grader might be on to something, but he's got to
What?
dial it back.
What are the chances Brendan has some of this by
Have
next
you ever
week?
bought? Yeah, I was just getting ready.
For
Have you
sure.
ever bought Axe? Has anybody owned Axe? I never bought Axe.
Dude, I've never owned any axe.
I've had
Ever.
Axe when they give you I've received free samples in
Uh-huh.
like the shorty can, and I've kept that in my
What are you
bag.
signing up for? Did you get free samples?
axe. When he buys axe, they give him free little cans of axe.
Busted.
It's hanging off the neck of the big bottle I usually buy. So I switch
Well, you
up
go
the-
through that big bottle so fast.
Right.
a couple days and it's gone.
It's a
you
travel
know?
version.
It's the travel one, you know, in case of emergency.
Man, I hope that kid wasn't a smoker.
It's my pocket axe
Yeah.
for when I leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
I, was-
You got a
I-
holster for it?
I hope that guy wasn't a smoker.
Oh, I
man,
need
with
an
that much shit on him.
axe
Yeah,
If he
light himself
up.
on fire.
That's where I thought the story was going.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was amazing that back in our day it would just be like, dude, you smell horrible, and you'd go to school and the whole school would just deal with it.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
evacuated the
yeah.
bus and drove kids to the hospital over Axe body spray. If that stuff's a lethal weapon, then I should get some protection.
It's also got a lot to do with how soft we are, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
like-
we have gotten mad soft that we're evacuating
Like Chris
buses.
Farley, the bus driver, would have been like,
Yeah, I was just
roll
saying.
the window down
Yeah.
and shut up.
I think my bus driver would have just kicked me off and said, "Get your
You're
parents."
walking from here.
Done.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you smell like
Idiot.
an asshole.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah, grabbed you up by the shirt and been like,
something.
you think you're getting laid with this? You're
Yeah.
wrong.
one of my bus drivers?
Do I look like I want to have sex with you right now?
You're right, I do.
I remember.
Awkward.
You said how we're getting soft today. I remember when I was in 7th or 8th grade, the bus driver every Friday during the summertime would stop at the 7-Eleven, and everybody knew that we were going to get Friday. Would stop, get out of the bus, go in, get treats, do whatever, get back on the bus, and then they'd take us home. And that was every Friday during the summertime.
My peanut allergy radar's going off. This is not good.
Yeah. I told that to my kids, and they're like, "What? That's awesome!" I was like, "Yeah, there's no way you could do any of that today."
When I was in grade school, and lived out in King William, like our bus driver, the bus ride was forever to school. You'd be on the bus for a half hour, 45 minutes, and like you could raise your hand, and the bus driver would call, and you'd be like, "Can I come up?" And you go stand up there and talk to her, but you couldn't cross the white line. Of course, she's driving. Like the imaginary white line's going to save your life when she pumps the brakes.
It's science. If you jam the brakes and you're behind the white line,
You're
you'll
safe.
just crack into the windshield. If you're in front of it, you'll go clear through.
Okay.
That was science. Yeah. Trust me on this. That's crazy, man. I don't.
Now they're
can't
talking about
believe-
putting seatbelts in buses and stuff.
For real?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I always thought it was odd they didn't have seatbelts, honestly.
Yeah.
But I would
Me
never
too. I totally
never
agree.
put mine on probably as a kid, but I was always like, that's weird that we're just in bench seats.
Well,
and
the point
everything
is
else
they're
has-
big and yellow and have flashing lights, and they don't go over 35 usually. So you don't really.
Yeah, but every few months,
I've
one
seen some
rolls
bus drivers
off
that
an
are just like
overpass.
crazy. I've seen some crazy bus drivers, man. Like going down my neighborhood, I'm like,
But
you gotta slow
statistically,
down.
you're fine, right? Because think of how many bus rides go on every day and how many accidents there actually are.
Well, think about how often
Still.
you
Well,
get
that's
your-
like saying the same thing with regular cars.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I get in my car all the time. I very rarely wreck. It happens.
We're just such helicopter people. I'm shocked that, like, in the
I'm
factory,
shocked,
they're
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we don't need those.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
the Dumbo ride at the county fair has seatbelts that's just going in circles. Why can't you put them?
What I don't
Maybe
understand
that's something
is
to do with the whole evacuating. the bus.
because
But kids
the
can't-
kids can't undo the belts themselves,
Right.
and you can't
The
get
lesser of two
35
evils.
kids
That's
off.
exactly what it is.
That's got to be it. It's the
What I
lesser
don't
of
get
two
is the
evils.
fact, and I don't know, I haven't ridden a school bus in forever, but when we were riding the school bus, the fucking seats were made with like metal bars, like poking out, like you
Oh, yeah.
smash your head. Like if there ever was an accident, you just smash your head. And
Oh yeah,
like,
the seat in front of you is metal, and it's shiny metal too, so you can see the blood.
Yeah, because I remember because they didn't have the pads on the back of the buses forever. Like the back of the seat was just.
well,
That was your short bus. That was different than regular
was-
buses.
and you had your helmet on, so you were good.
It was good.
No, like I remember the ones like were upholstered, but like it was, it's fake leather, literally no pad covering the metal. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's that gonna do? You're gonna smash your head open. Even if you had a seatbelt on, your head's gonna fly forward and smash into the seat ahead of you.
It's got to be it though that it's
It's
getting
got
out-
to be
an
an evacuation. Yeah,
situation.
Yeah.
but like to Ely's point, I'm surprised we don't have like a parent or an adult riding every fifth seat to like monitor and
Yeah.
keep everything in check.
No, one of the kids was it like a sky marshal? One of the kids
Yeah.
is a
Yeah,
you
undercover
packing heat?
guy.
You give one of the kids a can of Axe so he could take out any ruffians about, spray him right in the face.
The kid that's always already on the bus
And
every
never
time.
get-
Yeah,
never
he
gets
never
off.
gets off. And
Yeah.
he's just sitting like 2/3 of the way back on the inside, and he doesn't say much. You're like, that's him. Little Billy. That's him.
Yeah.
Right.
Billy's got a mustache. I feel like maybe he's the one.
He's in the 6th grade again. That's his 3rd time he's been in the 6th grade. I'm not buying it.
It never gets off the damn bus at school. So odd. He's got 2 cans of Axe on
Yeah.
holsters. Yeah, something's up here. Shady
Bus
bugger.
marshals.
Do you guys ever jump out the back of the bus? You remember that? Like,
Oh, yeah, you had to do the fire
Oh, yeah.
drill.
You would always do that. We would always save that for like the last day of school.
Oh, that's
Like-
when you want to do your drills.
No. Like we would pull up to like
Oh,
the
you
bus
mean,
stop,
Oh,
and then we would open the emergency exit and jump out like screw
oh,
you,
like bad
yeah.
guy style.
Yeah, and like run because they couldn't
Ruffians.
do any.
Yeah.
That was always our favorite. On the last day of school, you would open the back and jump out and cause quite the commotion, but they couldn't suspend you.
Imagine if that happened right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was wondering. What kind of trouble would I? Because we did
It'd
that
be on the
for
fucking
years.
news.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
did it
yeah.
for years. Like,
Yeah.
it was just our thing. Last day of school, we would talk about it in the back of the bus. Like, oh damn. we're
Oh, I
gonna
used
do
to.
it."
That reminds me. We used
You
to.
heard me drop. I was in the back of the bus, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
were.
cool
You're
as
cool.
shit.
Yeah, back when I was in grade school, living out in the country, like, some days that the bus driver's kid was on the bus and I was friends with him, so I'd ride around. We called it, like, instead of me getting off one of the first stops, I'd ride the whole time and then get off
Yeah.
coming back through. My parents didn't care, but imagine now, like, your phone would be blowing up, like, alerts would go out. My son, I haven't seen him in 20 minutes. Where could he be?
Oh, yeah.
Like, people would be freaking out.
And the emergency exit opened. I bet that sends off an alarm that sends out emails to the entire
Oh, for
all
sure.
the parents. I get emails when the bus is just late.
Oh, dude,
Oh, me
every
too.
day.
Bro,
It's
you're gonna be
crazy.
10 minutes
I
late.
have that app that tracks the bus.
Yeah.
Chesterfield County buses are.
Yeah, they're having a
Ye-
big issue.
Yesterday,
that.
it was an hour delay, like literally an hour. The kids, the everything was kicked back, and it was the same bus because it's the same neighborhood. Like the guy, I don't know, but man,
Auto not holding it down.
They're not.
No,
they're
they're
not
just-
paying. They're short on drivers.
short on
from what I
drivers,
hear.
and I don't know what they get paid.
they don't
but
pay
it's
them
not enough.
anything, of course. But
Yeah, makes sense.
sounds right.
Yeah, you know.
I just don't understand why these kids get out of school so early. I mean, it's
Well, they
insane.
go too early.
But they still get out way too early too. Like, a lot of these turnkey latchkey kids are home for hours every afternoon by themselves. Like,
It depends on where
It's
you are, because I know
crazy.
I feel bad for the elementary kids where I'm at because they don't get home until 4:45,
yeah,
and at the wintertime it's dark, no playtime, not going
Yeah.
out.
Good. Stop smiling.
yeah. My kids walk to school
Focus.
and they walk to school and they walk home. They walk through the door at 4:00. But yeah, if they rode a bus, it'd be another 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
But they don't go to school. We walk out of the house at 9 in the morning. So it's they're only gone 7 hours
That's-
door to door.
I'm trying to think. That's pretty cool. That the fact how many people actually get the chance to walk to school,
Yeah, it
You
is
know,
cool.
and
I never did.
When I was in Arizona, I got to walk to school, and that was the best.
Yeah.
Like, those were the best jokes were told as the crew would slowly get together, everyone walking, show up in a hurry.
It's really the best when you're getting those late bus emails and you're like, kick rocks because I'm not on that bus.
Right.
Yeah.
well, we lived close enough to the school that it was a 5-minute bike ride. It was literally a bike ride. I was like, "Girls, you're great. You can ride a bike." Tried to discuss it with the principal at the elementary school. They're like, "Nope, you are not. You can't ride to school."
That's
Wait,
crazy.
I was like,
What
"What
do
do you
you mean
mean
I
you can't
can't
ride
ride
to
to
school?"
school?
How can you
Like,
tell
well, we're not
someone
gonna
they
put we're not
can't
going to
do
put the
that?
bikes. We don't have anywhere to put the bikes. We don't. And we have no way of tracking the kids to be responsible. Like, you're gonna are you going to
You
ride?
have no
the-
way of tracking them anyways when I drop
Yeah.
them off.
No
right?
shit.
Well, no, but saying like at least the bus driver, they got on the bus, or
And they
you
drop them
dropped,
off
or
at
you
the
dropped them
door.
off at the door. Like they can, they just said that was too much
Plausible
risk. I was like,
deniability.
I was
Yeah,
like, dude, my kids like. to
Why
ride
would we
bikes.
teach our kids independence and health, good habits, and stuff like that?
I tried to.
Like,
I told my daughters I want to start riding bikes because they do before and after care, and we can actually get through the neighborhood into another neighborhood and drop them off.
yeah.
So I was like, come springtime, I want to ride bikes in the morning because, one, I got to do something. Like, I got to do something. I can't just sit out here and eat chips. And so I was like, yeah, let's do this. And my daughter lost her mind. Like, one of my daughters freaked out. Like, absolutely not.
No way.
I am not riding a bike. And I'm
What?
like, it's in the neighborhood. Like, we
Yeah.
can do And she was like, well, how am I going to, my backpack and all these things. And I'm like, these are the problems. Like, this
Yeah.
is nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, we can do this. Like, this is a hurdle we can get over. And she flat out refused. The other one's like, yeah, I'm in, but I can't drive one to school, drive
Yeah.
back, jump on a bike. Like, I'm like, you guys are going to have to figure this out. But she's in for a rude awakening when it gets to like 60 degrees in the morning. Because I need to do something.
Yeah, back in the day, like you guys live close enough, you can almost walk to school. Like if you lived
Yeah.
in the country, you'd be within walking to school distance.
They should be walking to school.
Yeah.
But instead they're on a bus for 20 minutes to get,
Yeah.
what's a 20-minute walk?
Yeah,
I can see Brendan on his bike with the little trailer seat,
Yeah.
pulling his kids. They don't want to pedal.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Lump these two old-ass kids into the Get in there, nerds. We're going to school.
well, we've talked about it now. Like these kids nowadays, they don't want their independence. Like the
That's
kids,
what I find
kids
so
aren't
odd.
driving. Like they don't
Yeah.
care.
It's
They're
really
like,
weird.
I mean, as soon as I had a big wheel, I was gone.
oh yeah.
Gone.
And you were always testing your parents. They're like, you can go in the driveway, and you're like, all right, let's go a little
and I
bit
had
further, and
my-
then, or you can go in the street, and you're like, I'm gonna take a big turn here and see where I can.
Well, my brother is 7 years older than me, so that really gave me a false sense of security about what we could do
Yeah.
because he'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna go. We're gonna hop on the L and head into the city." And like we would head on down, get on the train, go into the city. I'm like 7 years old, just walking around Chicago, like this is fun because that's where the best like comic book shop was, or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
whatever. It was. So we did that fairly normal, and so it got to the point where by the time I was like 9. I really felt comfortable to do that, like without him, because I'd
Yeah.
been doing it for a couple of years. I'd be riding the damn train into the city with my buddies to get ice cream and shit.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Nowadays, yeah, like that's a little wild.
APB.
Yeah, no shit. Like the emails go out.
Yeah,
Everybody's, damn, Stu, it's starting to smell damn good over
I
there.
know. I can't wait.
Excuse me.
Tell everybody what you
Stir
made,
it up.
Stu.
So it's my food day and kind
Which
of
means I'm ramping up to
Yeah.
abuse you all day long.
yeah, you guys can pound me down, but
Dude, this dude is eating all the... My
Yeah.
wife brought out cookies.
I'm watching him.
My wife made a bunch of cookies. She brought out an entire tin and dropped them off while we were podcasting.
Nobody's had any except.
Ely's just crushing the
All the
entire
good
tin
ones.
of cookies. Is that the chocolate chip? Yeah, I see you're
Yeah.
avoiding the sugar cookies and the gingerbread.
No, the other ones. Those ones on the right there are amazing.
What do you got there?
There's a lot of different things going on
He's
in here.
crushing the cookies before we'll ever get a chance.
He's hungry.
I'm taking these away.
I see that. You just took the cookies from him.
Well, went down the route of the Cajun phenomenon
Stu is from.
and went to. I'm from Charleston, West
Louisiana?
Virginia.
Originally. But
No, yeah, I'm originally from Baton Rouge. But went with crawfish etouffee, some shrimp etouffee, some
You
red
got-
beans and rice with
you got
andouille.
GEDs over there to
Went
hand out.
some, yeah, got some rice, doing some beignets. So we're going to fire it up, and kind of in honor of Joe Barrow getting the Heisman last
That
night.
smells delicious. And
It
coming
does.
to the Bengals.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's gonna love
gonna
it.
be a
He's
big-
going to love
damn.
Cincinnati.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I didn't
And
realize
did
it.
you bring some Louisiana beers?
Yes, I did. So you want me to crack those?
I
Got
think
some
Abita.
Abita.
Everything's moved up a little bit, so we're 5 minutes
Go ahead
ahead
and-
of schedule.
All right, hang on a sec.
All right, yeah.
we have
grab 'em.
schedules on here.
I just tend to do the deli at the 40-minute mark, and I intentionally I'm just moving it up a little bit so we can shut
Yeah.
this down.
So Abita is out of Louisiana, I think, is why Stu brought these beers.
Yep. And they're most famously known for the Purple Haze.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loved Purple Haze. It was. I remember in college, it was high octane and it was cheap, and it had just a flavor where I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm drinking something totally different than."
So what are we doing? Which one are we doing? Amber or Turbo Dog?
I'll let Ely make the call.
Oh, I
Turbo
don't care.
Dog or Amber. You gonna
I don't give a fuck.
Let's do Turbo Dog since
All right,
since-
I don't
Turbo
even know.
Dog it is.
Only one I know is Purple Haze.
So I saw that Stu brought over his K2 cooler today. So these beers may be a little warm. But the one thing I noticed about the K2 right away, the top is like caving in. So, yes, it's a perfect knockoff of
That's
a
because
Yeti.
it's been around longer than Yeti.
I'm not buying
Still
it.
working.
Not buying it. That thing's falling apart. That in true K2 style. Yeti wouldn't do that. Damn, you just got right after it. It's like you treated it like cookies. You jumped right in.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean to wait and stare at it?
I'm just
What do you
excited
do?
to see your excitement.
Gargle it, sniff it.
All right, so this is the Abita Turbo Dog. It is a brown ale,
Yeah, it is.
and it is 5.6 ABV. Inside every dog, there's a Turbo Dog ready to break free. This very good dog has a rich, dark color and body with a sweet chocolate toffee-like flavor. Turbo Dog is powered by pale caramel and chocolate malts and Willamette hops for runaway good times. Abita.
That's not a good dog if it runs away. My dog's officially in
It said
training.
Turbo Dog.
Oh, that
Turbo.
actually adds up.
Turbo.
That adds up. My dog's in training right now. I'm pretty excited about that.
How's
We're
that
just in Our
going?
first week. I mean, it's like breaking a horse. You know, we just got to get to that point where he recognizes, okay, you're the authority figure. I can't just run amok. And I think I'm seeing progress. I'm seeing progress. We'll see in
Good.
another
Yeah,
week.
I see he's got his special collar on.
Yeah, the pain collar.
The pain.
The thing is very interesting.
The
Oh, that's
Yeah,
the one
those
that's
are awesome.
don't fuck
spikes,
around.
spikes in when you pull it tight.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh no, this is more humane than a choke collar." I'm like, "Really? Like
Yeah.
piercing? Okay, cool. Just as long as you can explain it to the kids, then I'm fine with it."
Yeah, I didn't realize with my brother's dog, he's got the Greyhound. The collar he has, it's a slip knot collar, basically.
So it chokes it.
Well, no, it's not meant to. It's just that the dog's head is actually smaller than its neck.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you put a regular collar on, it's just going to slide right off. So it's got a little bit of tension, and it's a wider collar, so it's not like choke, but it's just. I didn't realize it. Damn, but you look at it, it's the aerodynamic dog.
Yeah, it is a
It's
it
dog.
is a
Greyhounds are
interesting looking
goofy
dog.
looking. I would not use that. Sorry, had to break down the fourth wall really quick there. Like
What's wrong with it?
that is not a real bottle opener. It looks like a bottle opener, but it doesn't work. Like whoever designed it,
You're holding
was
the beer at a 90
and so it
degree.
sprays everywhere. So I leave it there because it looks cool, and I like to see people that don't know what's going on go over there and pop it and just douche themselves with beer.
Nice.
Spill half the
So
beer.
you just ruined the
But
event?
I didn't. Well, I didn't want to do it. This guy never drinks beer on Sundays.
Yeah,
so I
this
was
is
shocked to
this
even
is
see
a
that.
shocker.
So
Oh,
I was
he
like,
likes he
he's
likes
down.
the Abita.
I'm gonna
beer.
have to.
So yeah, I brought in Abita Purple Haze, Abita Amber, and Abita Turbo Dog, and we're trying out the Turbo Dog.
This is interesting. We'll go ahead. Troy, do you have a take on this beer?
Yeah. This beer. I'm not a big brown ale guy, honestly.
I'm with you.
But would you say this tastes like a brown ale?
No, so I
No,
actually hate
yeah.
Newcastle. Like Newcastle being like the quintessential brown ale.
Yeah.
I think that's horrible. I really don't like Newcastle brown ale. This is a lot better than that.
Yeah, I
Not
think
to bury
this.
the lead there.
I think the descriptors are pretty good, and I think it's pretty tasty. I give it a 3, at least a 3. I could I could drink a
shocked.
few of those.
Yeah, I'm shy. Stu, I assume you love this beer. You brought it.
I like it. I can't even talk. Damn it.
We could have told you that 6 months ago.
So, I prefer the Purple Haze, but the Amber
Yeah,
and the Turbo Dog, I think this is, for me as a brown ale, I like it because it's kind of crisp. I like the.
Yeah,
I notice how cold it is out of that K2 cooler too.
it's just because it's in
icy.
close proximity to the Yeti. That's
it's
what
getting,
happened.
it's getting so.
Yeah, it's
No.
just riding in its wake.
No, I think it's I'm gonna give it a 3.5 just because I'm a fan of
A homer?
Abita, but I'm not a big fan of brown ales.
I'm not either, and typically it's because the brown ale malt really just holds on too long. There's
Yeah.
just way too much of it, overpowers everything else.
This
It
is
may be that it's freezing cold because that helps cut down on some of that.
Yeah,
But it is.
it's crisp
not,
at the end.
Yeah, it's got more carbonation than a
Mhm.
typical brown ale. Brown ales are really soft. This
Yes.
has a little more carbonation,
Yeah.
which I like a lot about this beer. It doesn't strike me as a brown ale. If you didn't tell me it was a brown ale, I would have just been
Yeah.
like, oh, it's some kind of a dark lager of sorts
Yeah.
because it is crisper than it should be. I really like that beer.
I'm thinking the ice. I'm thinking the coldness really.
Oh,
affected
and that's
it.
that's why I put that out there because it may be
Yeah,
a little off, but that is at a minimum a 3.5.
Yeah.
I mean that's a tasty beer,
Yeah.
borderline 4. So I mean, I would drink this again, and I would never get a Newcastle brown ale ever. If
Yeah.
you ever see a Newcastle brown ale like
Yeah.
sit in my fridge, it'll sit there for years unless things get very desperate.
Well, it is pushing the envelope on the price though. It's $9.50 for a 6-pack.
yeah.
Well, it's imported from another country, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Louisiana is they still got some crazy laws on the books down there. I tell you that much.
I agree with everything that you said.
Nice.
I completely
Wow.
agree with that. Like
That never
I do
happens.
Not, I
Yeah.
do not like brown ales, but that does not have a brown ale flavor at all. And exactly what you said is it. It tastes like there's more carbonation. It doesn't have that malt flavor that lingers. If I didn't know the color of that beer, I
Yeah.
would have a hard time guessing it.
Yeah, because
For
when
sure.
I poured it in the cup, it's really dark.
It is.
It looks like a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, had I not seen it, I wouldn't have thought it was that dark. That's
Yeah.
And
good.
because it doesn't have that malty flavor, I like it.
Yeah.
So I would agree. I'd give it a 3.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's so 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. What did you give it?
3.
3.
So I mean, we'll consider that a.
That's a win. I think that's a win.
That's a W.
Yeah.
You think so?
When was the
Why
last
wouldn't
time
you
we
think
had
so?
4?
Well, because we changed the rule to get it to 4, and we're never getting it. Now.
Yeah, we
Like,
never get it.
Nothing's getting delis. Maybe we need to bring it back down to a 3.5.
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone likes it.
I mean, it's a cool dog on the cover too. For the
Well, and everyone does like it, so
Yes.
maybe
Yeah.
that's where we fuck it, put it on the board.
all right. Winner.
We'll
we,
take
haven't
it.
we haven't rung that bell in a while.
No, especially on especially when guys
Peanut
come in here
gallery.
and tip on Sundays. I
Yeah.
tell you, the bell does not get rung lately.
No,
Ridiculous.
tip your barkeep.
This is good.
So
stuff.
I had an interesting Friday night. Speaking of buses, the bus was late, and we had to get to a very special event Friday night. I was-
Really?
Oh, super excited. Christmas tradition. It can't
Uh-oh.
be missed. We made it to opening night of the Nutcracker. the
Oh,
Richmond Ballet.
Yeah.
3 hours.
exactly.
Dude,
Brutal.
I don't.
That's what happens when you have an overflow of estrogen in the household.
Dude,
Yeah.
all women. And then
You
I
know
figured
all about it.
Did you take a second mortage out?
to go to the Nutcracker.
Yeah, that shit is expensive.
I didn't even pay for it. I have
Oh,
no
wow.
idea if it was expensive.
I'm
I was
pretty sure it's expensive.
If you had told me you were going, I would have said, "Here's my flask."
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a great flask opportunity right there.
Yeah, that's one of those where you try to
they
figure out a
wanted
way to
us.
tape your eyes open.
Oh my God.
And just like that way you're basically there.
Is
So
it
the
like
kids have a memory of you being there. That's all you're looking
That was
at.
it. My wife was like, "Do you want to go to the Nutcracker?" And I was like, "With the
Fuck
whole family?"
no.
I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there." Because you want the kids to
Yeah,
remember.
you said want to go. So I'm going to answer you with whether I want to go. I will be going because I need to be there.
That was actually the conversation we had.
Yeah.
I said, she was like, "You don't have to go," and I said,
I
"No,
hate
I
those
kind of do have to go. I
Yeah.
don't want to go."
I hate those loaded
Right.
questions. Do you want to do? You know the answer to that.
Yeah.
You know I don't want to. I want to make memories.
Exactly.
I want
wanna
to
go
be
to
a
a
good
monster
father
truck
and
rally.
husband.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do not want to go see this.
Yeah, I'd rather go
well,
fishing.
the crazy thing was is
in the
My-
dead of winter.
Yeah,
so
on
when
ice.
when we went,
Ice fishing.
my
just
significant
throw the
other at
lure
the time,
on
my
the
ex. I guess how do I go down this route? Yeah, my ex. She made them get dressed up. We were like they were significantly
Oh, you
dressed
gotta
up,
dress
and
up.
all dressed up. I was like, we're gonna be sitting for
You
4
do?
hours.
Yeah, I was
These
in a
girls are
suit
gonna be-
jacket.
These
Well,
are
it's
already
Oh.
uncomfortable, and they're all like in tights and the fluffy dresses. Like, just get dressed.
You mean they dressed up like ballet people?
No,
No,
not
they
quite,
just
but just
dress
dressed up.
Put
Oh,
on
okay.
Like, just
tights and dresses.
dress up and everything. I was like, why are we getting dressed up to go sit down for 4 hours?
Yeah.
because it's a fancy place.
Classy.
And that was it. It's because they want the classy experience. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll go. And I put on a sport coat and like, let's go do it. Man,
and they'll
that stuff-
appreciate that, and they'll
And-
remember that.
And they do. But as the only man in my row, I was just looking at it through my eyes, and ballet. Granted, there's some impressive things, like how the hell did she stay on her toes like that? Like that looks
Yeah.
like it hurts. But it's like the way I think and appreciate ballet is very different than what all of these upper crust people are taking it in. Because I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, I'd bang her. She's hot. She's hot. And I'm like going through the thing to like look at their pictures because I'm like, is it really just her makeup or is she really pretty? I'm like, oh, she is pretty. I was like, I like her a lot. So it's like I'm enjoying this in a very different manner
for
than
sure.
everybody else because
Yeah.
I'm just.
Shows every dude in there.
Right.
Exactly.
But I'm looking around at some of the dudes like trying to figure out like.
Are
okay,
they on your level, or are they
Yes.
like have a tear in their eye because of how joyous this feels to them?
And there was one guy across the aisle, and I'm like, nah, shit. He's appreciating it for like what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm over here looking it through like frat guy eyes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, oh yeah, I like that. And
Yeah.
then the Nutcracker, they bring out all these little kids to do ballet, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh,
come on
man.
now, like
You're ruining my
Right.
Yeah.
My pants were
Yeah.
halfway down. Now you ruined it.
like totally ruining it. So I'm like, can we get the fucking kids off the stage?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there was one dance, which I guess is like the Arab snake dance, the Arabian
Yeah,
snake
yeah.
dance. That's like a strip club.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that girl comes out and is sexy as shit.
Yep.
And afterwards, everyone's like, well, who was your favorite? And the girls are like, the bear. Oh, the Nutcracker. And I'm like, that snake chick.
The snake charm.
Holy
Damn right.
crap. Like, she was honestly sexy. So there was 5 minutes out of this 2.5 hours where I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
We
that
should've
is a dance.
Be more of this.
Should
Yeah.
have gotten better seats up front.
And
Right.
as soon as the snake sexy lady gets off the stage, they like roll out a bunch of kids in sheep costumes. I'm like, you're ruining it.
The ushers are holding Brendan back because he's throwing dollar bills up on
Right.
the stage.
He's got the king of the ring.
I was over the moon for 5 minutes, and the whole rest of the time, it's just these horrible man thoughts.
Were you
that
having
just-
trouble staying awake, or
No, it was uncomfortable enough to stay awake.
I got you.
If they had been better seats, yeah. The kid behind me, there was a little boy behind me, probably like 8, 9 years old. He got it because
Yeah.
he started snoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mom had to be like, "Stop! You're snoring." And
Right.
I'm like,
paid
he
80
gets it.
I paid $80 for this ticket. Wake the
Like,
hell up.
until he hits puberty, he can't start having the thoughts I'm having. He's just
Yeah.
having I'm super bored. But it was so weird looking at it through my eyes, like, ooh, sexy, ooh, damn it, get off, ooh, sexy.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking all these like weird Mad Max scenarios. I was like, in an apocalyptic society, how long does it take us before we've become so soft that we go back to these kind of things? Because I'm like looking at these guys like, you wouldn't last. You're not a real guy.
We eat the ballet artist first.
Dancing on your toes gets you nowhere in this
Right,
world.
exactly.
And that's what I was
Before you
thinking.
murdered me, watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can fly.
Did I change your mind at all by any chance?
That's exactly the kind of stuff I'm thinking. Like, wouldn't last. Like, these people aren't gonna make it. Like, these are the people that are knocking on your door, ill prepared, and you're like,
Yeah.
I can't let you in, Barishnikov. Like, you're not gonna make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird experience for
So
me.
good times, huh?
I mean, it was. Yeah, sure, Stu. Why not? I'll keep drinking.
That's like when the first time Angela and I went to see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
How is that? I've never seen it.
Oh.
I want to go, but
Dude.
is it horrible or bad?
Well, our opinion was it was the funniest, worst shit on the planet. And we're back
So
there.
she gets it. She kind of
Yes.
sees it.
We're
She's
back
got-
there laughing at these people like they're the goofiest. It's basically a hair band. And
Yeah.
they're rocking their hair
To
like
Christmas
they're
music.
Def Leppard
Now the
to
light,
Christmas music.
now the laser and
What the
fire is
hell?
pretty amazing. Like they put on a hell of a good show.
Yeah, I don't know, but we were just half in the we were half in the bag, laughing at these over the
That's
hill
the way to do
fucking
it.
hairband guys that
Yeah.
were trying to find a niche for themselves. And there were shitbirds next to us. They're like elbowing Andrew, like, watch this part. It's amazing. Watch this. And we're just laughing our asses off at all of these fucking people that are
So
like,
these are the guys that didn't make it in a real hair
yes,
band.
that's
And
exactly what it is.
They end up at the Trans-Siberian
Yeah.
'Cause there's,
Orchestra.
there's
Yes.
no singing, right? Or is it just
I don't
There's some
remember.
singing, I think.
I think there's
it's
some.
Christmas carols.
Yeah.
Christmas
with
music.
heavy metal?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not.
So
it's
It's,
just
their version.
So it's electric guitars and Christmas.
Yeah,
music.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting.
So they ruined Christmas music.
Oh yeah, so this is the one that's like dun 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 dun, dun and the
Yeah,
drums are
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely heard those.
Yeah,
those
And as we're
versions.
sitting there, this guy comes rising up on a platform right behind us. He's got an electric guitar. We're like, wow, he's right
Flinging
behind
his
us.
hair everywhere.
Yeah, flinging his hair everywhere. I'm like, why are you? What is going on right now? I'm
He's so
confused
rock and
about,
roll.
like, yeah, exactly. You're at the wrong concert, bro.
Him, Slayer, all the greats.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
and honestly, I didn't know anything about him, so I'm like, there's going to be like the symphony orchestra is going to be there. Wrong.
No.
It was just these shitbirds the whole time. I'm like, I was expecting a nice night of awesome Christmas music, and here they are fucking throwing a Def Leppard twist into
So,
Christmas music. I'm like, this shit is
no
lame.
one-armed drummer.
So I've never, yeah, I've never been. But so how many people are on? Like, is it
I don't
full-
even remember.
I mean, it's not
man.
like a full orchestra. It's
I
like
went like
30
34
No.
years ago.
It's like
yeah.
five guys and
Yeah,
electric.
something like that. Yeah, it's a hair band.
That sucks.
I always thought it was a bigger production.
Yeah,
I
So
assumed it
did
was
we.
symphony
The production
or-
going, and we're like, this is going to be awesome. We get there, and we're like, oh my god,
Dude, the show is the laser and the flame effects. They do insane, and it's gotten bigger. Like they do legit, like some of the best laser and fire shows ever.
Well, that's hairband,
I tell
man.
you,
Yeah.
I tell you what. I took my kids 3 years ago, and it was the best thing ever. Took them to go see the Blue Man Group.
oh really?
Yeah, I've
That-
seen
They're
them.
still alive?
Well, you can just swap in any blue person with
Yeah.
another
Good point.
one. you
They
know?
don't die.
It's like
Yeah.
Menudo. They're always 17.
I mean,
Yeah.
the three real guys have a show in Vegas, and these were the guys that came out, paid pretty good dollar for the tickets, but excellent show. The kids interactive. I mean, everything was. I would definitely
That's video
video
of
great
Trans-Siberian
great
Orchestra.
for the podcast.
Yeah,
But yeah, it just looked like it
Yeah.
looks like some Game of Thrones. So, oh, there's fire.
I was expecting
Yeah,
some
there's fire everywhere.
from a real deal orchestra, but it wasn't.
But
It
no,
was
it's
just these
it's,
motherfuckers.
it's five
Fire
dudes. It's
everywhere.
like
Yes.
three sheets to the wind playing.
They're just-
Oh.
the whole time they're headbanging.
the
whole
leg
time.
warmers.
Yeah.
the leg warmers.
They just come out. They're like, oh, it's holiday season. The leg warmers now convert
Yeah.
into this. So it's basically like any other crappy hairband.
Yeah, exactly.
So
But Christmas music. See, they found a niche. Good on them though.
Yeah.
because they're getting
I
good
get the
pay.
marketing.
oh, they're crushing it. I think they're really
Right.
successful. And I know
It's like the jump to conclusion.
so
act.
they're kind of like the Blue Man Group.
Yeah,
They have a East Coast team and a West Coast team.
Oh,
And they
okay.
just go up and down the coast.
Yeah.
So they'll do like one night in town, and
Yeah.
like, people go crazy
Yep.
over this.
Yep.
This
what
is
was
wild.
the demographics there? Like, it was older, younger
It's
kids.
older people.
Yeah,
Was it older?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like
Old
it's
hair
the rock
metal.
and roll
Yeah.
that doesn't offend them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I can get behind this kind of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Man.
But whenever to this day that anyone mentions that, Angela and I just look at each other and we laugh. It's fun.
You know how
Going back.
to change topics? You know how we've talked about.
I wasn't done.
Oh, you weren't? Are you done?
Continue.
The only thing that there was just one more thing. My daughter turns to me one time and she's like, "Why are the men wearing tights?"
Oh,
And I'm like,
I wanted that in the gym all the time.
Yeah.
"Then I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Why is that the thing in the gym now?
No, man.
And she goes, I mean, you can totally see their privates.
Really?
And
Yeah.
I was like, fair point. But what are those
And
giant?
Corey's like, that's the point.
but what are
You
those?
had 5 minutes. Corey had 2 hours.
Exactly.
They have giant cod pieces on.
Yeah.
Like is that really like a cup that they're wearing?
It's gotta be.
Because
Are you wondering if their dong is that big?
no, because it's not a dong. What
Oh.
I'm looking at, it's like a
It's like
big bulge.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
really? So it's like a.
I wonder. I haven't Googled it because
Oh, I
I'm
know
afraid
exactly
what I
it
might
is.
get back.
It's a cup intended to make the little kids not scarred by penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just a bulbous area. It's like
Yes.
they put like a ball.
So you
in
don't see
there.
like
they
a
made 'em like
flaccid
cartoon
penis
characters.
hanging off to the side.
Yeah,
Like,
they made them cartoon characters.
But now
Yeah.
my daughter's got this really screwed. She's like, look at these. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, stop looking at that. Focus on the snake girl. She's hot.
Yeah,
It's what's his name from Globo Gym.
that's exactly the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
White Whitman.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
very much had that vibe. It was a weird experience
Goodman.
for me. Go ahead.
White
man. I didn't mean to
Goodman.
cut you off. It was shocking. The
Well,
whole
your
thing.
story
Goodman
your
Jim.
story reminded me of something. We've talked at length about like certain movies just really go off the rails. Like the Revenge of the Nerds, like was just rapey.
Oh, the
and
rape
ju-
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So
shut them down.
I was-
Beta for life.
I was working from home the other day, and I was flipping around on the TV to see what was on to put on the background. I worked on a computer, and Blue Lagoon came up,
Yeah.
and I go,
Man, that was a sexy movie when I
said-
was a
It
kid.
was.
well, so I never saw it. I said, but if I remember correctly, I think Brooke Shields is pretty naked in this movie, right? So I turned it on, and immediately Brooke Shields is naked. I'm sitting there, and I'm going, and by the way, the dude's naked too. You see everything. Like, it's
Yeah.
just straight nudity. You see it all. And I'm like, when the hell was this movie made? Because I'm thinking this
Like
movie would not fly today.
80, right?
It was made in 1980.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I start thinking, well, how old is Brooke Shields? So I Google how old was Brooke Shields when she started.
Oh, she
was
was
14 and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She was.
Whoa.
She wasn't even 15.
Are
That's
you serious?
insane.
Yeah, you get away with that back then.
No, you couldn't. You could not have naked children in
Sure you could,
films.
as long
Is
as
this
the
like
parents
Is
signed.
this a Harvey Weinstein, Michael Jackson production?
Yeah,
What the hell is
exactly.
going on there?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, what parents signed off on that? Like, the whole movie's about these kids growing up together and finding themselves on a freaking deserted island.
They really had a naked 14-year-old?
Yes.
1980 was a fucked up time.
Her first movie.
Yeah.
Her first movie was called Pretty Baby, and she was 12.
You know what's really interesting
was she
about this
naked?
is
I don't know.
we're always like laughing at snowflakes and how pussified they're. We're all like, nope, there's the line.
Yeah.
That's offensive.
Exactly.
So we're on your side, snowflakes. That is offensive.
14-and-a-half-year-old naked girls, inappropriate. I think we can all agree on that. Snowflakes are not, right?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like there's a line, and that clearly shouldn't. I don't
And
understand how
simulating
that
sex,
happened.
she gets pregnant and has a kid in the damn movie.
That's crazy.
Well,
I
she was
didn't
technically
realize.
15 when she did the movie. It was 1980,
Oh,
and she was
never
15.
mind. The line has not
So
been
we're
crossed.
good.
No, it's still a problem.
Yeah.
When I Google how old was she when she started making it, it said 14 and a half. Obviously, it takes longer than
Yeah,
6
yeah.
months to make a movie, but
Right, yeah.
that's insane.
That is crazy.
And when I say she's naked, this is 1980. There's no body doubles. Like, it's,
Right.
she is naked, and you see every part of her.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
that is crazy. I had no
I
idea.
didn't either. I
Yeah.
assumed she was 18 years old and like
Yeah.
playing a young
Yeah, yeah,
person.
yeah.
Like I got that they were.
I think
like,
her
supposed to be
co-star, the
kids.
dude, was like 18, which is even weirder, right? Because he's rubbing all over her, kissing all
Yeah.
over her.
Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah.
She gets off the set. She's like, "What's that feeling I got?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Let's see here.
This
61.
I did not know that.
And then how can
He
they
was 18, she was 14
how can they still play it?
for the movie.
Like, that's literally child porn they're just putting out on television, right?
Yeah.
It is
I
weird
mean-
because you can find that on your computer. There's
Oh, yeah.
grounds to remove you from office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
That is
that's a
crazy.
problem. You know,
I was
Subway
blown-
got ruined for this kind of shit.
I was blown away by that. Like, I literally was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's nuts.
15 years old.
Is that fair to say, without knowing anything else, can you say their parents are fucked up?
Yes,
I would say yes.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Because they had a conversation where they went, I read the script. It's a lot of nudity. It's a lot of money. Fuck her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how I know that's.
unless they
Okay,
totally-
so two of us have daughters. Would y'all, and your daughters are this age, right? So, or close
Emma's
to.
14.
Yeah,
She's the same
so-
age as.
So, would you be like, yeah, Emma, you can go do that highly sexualized nudity in that movie?
Well, no. Let's remember this is 1980s money, and it was like $2 million, which is like $8 million now. So
See, I was getting ready to say the parents are signing off on the future of what they would say is income based on their kid, and they're overlooking what their kid's doing,
So-
which is horrible.
is $8 million enough for your daughter to star in that movie? Oh my gosh!
No, and
Thinking
it even
about
gets
it.
more tricky when you realize that
No,
Brooke probably thanks them for it.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's
Yeah, but
say that's
she's
her
messed up.
that's her second movie.
Huh?
Brooke
Yeah,
Shields has always been messed
Yeah,
up.
she's always been
What
a
the
little.
fuck's that got to do with it?
'Cause they
that probably
ruined
played
her.
That probably played a part. in
Come
it.
on. Her being in a movie making lots of money ruined her?
She is not a normal person. Like
Right, but
mentally,
she's
got
like
issues.
drying her tears with her money because they put her in there.
So money makes it better, is what you're saying.
Okay, and then it gets to the Tiger Woods thing. Does Tiger regret his dad beating the fuck out of him to be an awesome golfer?
He didn't make him play naked. It's different.
No, it's not.
I think it is different. You're sexualizing a child versus
But
making-
society sexualizes
yes,
girls.
It doesn't. I
So,
was
here we
shocked
go.
that Stu even
Kathy
thought
Trout.
about
Yeah.
it. I was like, no,
Kathy
there's no
Trout.
dollar.
Hang on, Kathy Trout, body double for Blue Lagoon for Brooke Shields.
Really?
So there we go. So it was not Brooke.
No.
That makes a difference.
I saw enough of that movie. She's swimming through the water. She's like, there might have been scenes where she's a body double, but she's naked in there. Believe me.
Like all of a sudden there's hair.
Oh, maybe like the sexual scenes or something.
Yeah.
But she's standing there naked.
Yeah.
Right.
Who cares if it's sex or not?
This is I guess if the body double's there, I can kind of understand it. If you never see,
Oh my God!
It wasn't one scene.
So this is hilarious. So there were two
tread
body.
lightly, Stu. You
no,
started
there
with
were
this
two
is
body
hilarious.
doubles.
Yeah.
There were two body doubles for Brooke Shields in the movie. The first body double originally worked for half of the show and broke her back in one of the scenes with trained dolphins. So they had to get a second body double to come in.
Wow.
It was just, but yeah. So I
Yeah,
got
that's hilarious, Stu.
no, but I'm just saying.
What the fuck?
I'm just
Haven't
saying
you
it's-
had a broken neck?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I'm
you would
still
think
having
you would have a
fun.
little
Wishing
more
that
sympathy.
on body doubles.
He knows
Well,
how
I'm
funny
saying,
it is.
let's
Yeah,
see here.
you know what's hilarious?
Now maybe they were that good that it wasn't her, but it looked like her, and I'm telling you, like it
if
was
it's
weird.
her, it's truly offensive. And,
Yeah.
and Stu, to answer the question, no, $8 million is not enough.
No.
let me just save you from
Yeah.
that spiral.
Brooke
that you're
Shields
in.
has got an interview here where she says she was body doubled and she didn't have any issues afterwards. She never had to show her boobs. This is an article from 2017. So
Maybe
it's
I'm
movie
wrong.
magic. Movie magic.
Yeah, maybe.
feeling a
But
little
40 years
bad.
ago, I don't think.
Because I don't think, but still, 40 years, even in 80, 14 is ridiculous to have a kid on screen.
You can find 18-year-olds that look mad young.
Oh, for sure.
But
You know what
even
I mean?
even to simulate that at 14 is weird, right? Like you wouldn't want your kid, even if it wasn't your kid wasn't naked. Like you wouldn't want your kid.
well,
playing that role.
You
I could
look
talk
at,
myself into it, I think.
you look at theater kids in high school now, freshmen, 14, 15 years old, that are in theater. They're doing scenes for certain plays that are, it's acting.
Okay, Fiddler on the Roof doesn't have any sex scenes.
I'm
not-
just,
what the hell, man? I don't know what version of
Remember
Phantom
that
you
sex
saw.
scene?
You couldn't talk yourself into it if your kid wasn't going to be naked?
Well, so the fact that she was not naked, that opens up.
Yeah, could you
I
talk yourself
still
into it
don't
right
buy
now?
that. I still don't buy that.
If the children had to get naked, absolutely not. I could not.
I just said no.
I know, but I'm saying I want to
see
make that
here.
disclaimer.
Oh, yeah,
Under
yeah,
any
yeah.
circumstance, I could not see how that's right. That's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're saying your child star in a movie where they will now be exposed to sexual situations in the movie, right? Like they're standing on the sideline,
Yeah.
obviously, but it's happening. I mean, that's essentially like kids get exposed to that at some point.
Yeah.
Right. Like last night, I was actually having a discussion with my daughters that we were watching Christmas Vacation, and I told them, "Oh yeah, the first two are really funny too." And they were like, "What? There's more vacation movies?" And I said, "Yeah, but you can't see them till you're 13." Because in my mind, that was the number that clicked. Like at 13, I was watching all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin me, but like, I think at 13, I would show them Vacation and all of that
Yeah.
because I think that I can explain it. And by that point, let's be honest, we should be having conversations about that kind of stuff. They should know what's going on in the world, or some other asshole is going to tell them about it. And I certainly
Yeah.
don't want that
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I'll at
that's
least
when-
tell the truth.
That's when
You
things
know?
get really twisted.
As I said, you don't want them asking questions on the internet. And someone's like, I'd be glad to answer these questions. I'm like,
Right.
no,
Meet me
no.
at McDonald's.
Yeah, fuck that. So no, I think you can have those conversations, and you should have those.
Well, it says here that
conversations.
Brooke Shields' mom was very, serious and involved at making sure that Brooke was never naked. She was on set. But what's crazy is Brooke Shields' first movie, Pretty Baby, was about child prostitutes.
What the fuck?
And then she did Blue Lagoon, but she never was naked in either one of them.
Huh.
Yeah, she's perfectly normal. Now I'm starting to run it back. No, I can't understand.
Well, what I saw did not look like a body double. Like, who knows? But
Well, they did say in some of the scenes they made her tape her hair. She had long hair, and they made her tape her hair down to cover her boobs. But outside of that, I don't know.
See, now we're getting a little. Even that's a
Spicy.
little. Odd,
Yeah, that's a
right?
little
Like,
weird, right?
I don't know. I'd have to read the script.
I mean, yeah, she's still running around topless on the set.
yeah.
Like that's still weird.
Yeah.
And then, when you're not on camera, you're just around all these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. That's normalizing that. That's a bit of a concern.
Well, some of those actresses, they say, it's just them, the other person they're acting with, and maybe 5 people. Turned into a small set.
yeah, that's far too many people.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's only a dozen people here seeing you naked. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Anything in double digits is awkward, but
It's a
only
short
9.
transition to porn.
Right.
Still, what? No. I love watching his face just kind of go, "Whoa, did I do something wrong?
No, I'm just saying.
Didn't mean to screw that up."
She could have gone down another path.
Dude, so you just saw The Irishman?
I did. Not
And-
just, maybe, 2 weeks ago.
He started yesterday. It just finished.
Dude, so have you seen it, Stu?
No, I just know it's 3.5 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, I have
3.5
not.
hours.
I have not. I don't have Netflix, so I'm that guy.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about that real quick? It's released in the theaters and on Netflix at the same time.
I like that.
Oh, it's in
Yeah.
the theaters?
I had no idea it was in the theaters.
yeah,
Yeah.
They released it in theaters for the first week, and at the same time that it was on Netflix because they wanted to kind of see how much money they could make. If they did that, it was kind of an experiment.
But it's
see
a
what would
Netflix
happen.
production, right?
It
Yes.
absolutely
Yeah.
is. But it's the biggest budget they've ever spent. I mean, you got Scorsese, you got De Niro, you got Pesci, you got so many people in there. Pacino. I mean, it's over the top. But I'm kind of can't we find new mobsters?
I
Why
know,
do
isn't
I
it
have
weird?
to have these 70-year-old guys portraying 30-year-old guys?
Well, didn't they do some crazy effects to make them look a lot younger? And it actually worked well from what I heard?
It did, but they were still old.
Yeah.
These dudes were old, and they apparently they aged tremendously by the time they got to 30, and then they aged very slowly from 30 to 80.
Okay.
It's kind of what I noticed because the 30-year-olds look 45.
Yeah, it was. It's funny you mentioned that because that was my exact problem with it. It's my only problem. I really liked the movie. I thought it was a great movie. There's a couple scenes. It's almost like they're holding on to De Niro too long.
Yes.
Yeah.
To play this role. A couple scenes where he goes in to beat somebody up, and you're like, that frail motherfucker ain't beating nobody up.
Yeah.
When he pulled the dude out of the grocery store,
Yes, me too. I
and
was
he
like,
kicks him on the curb.
I've heard
yes.
that.
I turned to my wife and I was like, I would kick his ass
sure.
That was the weakest kick
Ever.
I've ever seen. And then he went to stomp on the dude's hand, and it was the most ginger.
It was.
I got you. And I'm like, dude, get up and whoop that old man's ass.
Yes.
Isn't that
I
the
totally
same
agree.
as the 110-pound girl kicking the shit out of all the?
This
Well,
was
yeah.
no, what? This was more offensive to me.
Wow.
Because the 110-pound girl is at least quick
Yeah.
and agile, and speed can kill in the right instance. This was no speed and no strength.
Yeah, he could barely stand up. I would assume it.
I mean, look, Scorsese's just trying to make one more with all 3 of them in it.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And I thought the movie, aside from that one thing, I thought the movie was great. For those that don't know, it's the story of Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Basically.
I found it to be good, and I say it like that because that's about all I can give it. I loved how they weaved in a lot of the historical stuff,
Yeah.
like the Kennedy, and then the Cuba, and then over to Hoffa and all of this. I was like, I like this, I enjoy this, but
Was
I'm
it hard to
looking-
follow transition?
No,
Oh,
it's set up for idiots.
Could they have cut some of it out? Because I
don't know
can't-
how they could.
3.5
unfortunately.
hours is a long time.
Oh,
Well,
dude,
do
I
you have any?
started it-
Do you have any complaints about Dances with Wolves?
Is that 3.5 hours?
It's almost 4.
Yeah, something like that.
I made the mistake of starting it at 11 o'clock.
Oh no!
Oh.
I didn't. I knew it was long, but I was like, you know what? I'll watch half. I should know better. I'm not capable of watching half of
Yeah.
anything. So it was 2:30 in the morning when I finished, and I was like, oh my god.
I don't think I ever saw. Now you mentioned, I don't think I ever saw the theatrical cut. I've only like recorded Dances with Wolves on like a TV show, like on TV, and like seen
Yeah.
the cut version where I can start and stop it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I just didn't think there
But
was enough
Netflix,
action.
you can do that, so that's cool. You can
Right.
stop somewhere.
There wasn't enough action for me. You know, like in like Goodfellas, you know, it's like it's constantly moving, and
Yeah.
it's more raw, like where they're showing things that you probably just. I don't think Scorsese still feels comfortable with some of the elements that he would put in an older movie, like drug use and sex and all
Yeah.
that. Like, and even the violence was like kind of secondary. It wasn't in your face like a
the
traditional
actors
mob.
are older, aren't the? Isn't the? I mean, doesn't it take place when the guy's Jimmy's older?
Dude, there's as
or-
much action in A Bronx Tale as there is in The Irishman.
That's a great movie.
Bronx Tale's pretty good. Yeah.
I would damn near say The Bronx Tale was a better movie than The Irishman. I know that's sacrilege to you.
I don't know. I mean, the Bronx Tales to me is okay. I mean,
Kalojo's a badass.
is he? It's just, I mean,
But you really loved it because I looked at it and I was glad I watched it. I enjoyed the
all right.
historical
Look, I mean,
part.
clearly, I mean, Goodfellas and Casino when they're in their prime is way better. All right,
Right.
Clearly, but I did think it was a really good movie. I liked the story behind the guy.
Yeah,
whatever
I'd
the fuck his
recommend
name is.
watching it.
You know,
So wait, it's the Jimmy Hoffa story, but it's
no.
always about.
It ends up being a story about Hoffa, but it's really the story of the hitman who becomes.
It had Fat Damon in it. I love him.
Yeah.
Fat Damon rules.
Just a story of the guy who was basically like Hoffa's muscle. And it ties into what happened to Hoffa.
Which I like.
But we don't know what happened to Hoffa, right?
Well, according to this dude who's in this movie, you do.
He got murdered and never.
Yeah, he doesn't know where the body is.
Yeah.
He knows how Hoffa died.
Right.
Oh, really?
Well, he shot him in the fucking head.
Well, that'll kill someone.
Oh, spoiler
Yeah, I was
alert.
about to say. Jesus. Just ruined the whole fucking movie.
well,
Well, I didn't say which dude.
Doesn't matter.
Well, we know Hoffa
Well, everybody
dies.
knows he dies.
how long did
You
you
didn't
watch
know it was in the movie.
It's not.
The Titanic sinks.
Yeah.
You know what? That is one movie I've never seen.
I've never seen Titanic.
I've never
either.
seen Titanic.
Damn
How
right.
have you never seen Titanic?
I've never seen.
After the hype started happening,
What is wrong
and
with you?
all the girls started getting excited in
I've
junior high.
never
I
seen
got
it.
to the point where I just got angry, and I was like, you know what? I'm never going to watch this movie. And
Your heart will not go on.
I watched.
I hate Celine
I
Dion.
watched the James Cameron.
That's the
docu-
hipster in you.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yes.
no, it's the
Yeah.
contrarian. It's all
Yeah.
that. Because once everyone started seeing it and I hadn't seen it, then I started pulling back. Like, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Screw it. I'll never watch it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
totally
that way with
agree
Grease.
you.
I'm that way with Grease.
You've never seen
Okay.
Grease?
Ever.
And you just won't.
I won't.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not,
a great movie.
Well, it's also because I have I have zero interest in seeing them dance around.
The music's good. The storyline's good. There's a lot of sexual innuendos in there that are pretty funny.
I've never been like
Turn
that
your mic
movie's
off.
good
Turn your
because
mic
of
off,
the
Troy.
dancing and the
Turn your
music.
mic off.
Have you seen it? You don't think it's a good movie? Really?
I've seen it,
I've
but it's
never
a
watched
musical.
Grease
It's a
front, I've never
musical.
watched it front to back.
So you pan all musicals?
I do.
I'm not a big.
What? Little
I
Shop
mean,
of Horrors is technically a musical.
Yeah, I
that
don't-
movie's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
I mean, I just took the girls.
Whoa,
I mean,
love that movie.
No.
I took the girls to go see Frozen 2. They were all about it, but I mean, you take the singing out of it, it's a 20-minute movie.
Yeah, see, I don't like. I'm the guy that like when the song goes, I'm like, that's awesome. The next one picks up 2 minutes later. I'm like, fuck, we get it.
No, they make no sense. Like
Yeah.
you don't break out in song and dance. Like that obviously doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a.
Well, that's not how people talk, and
Yeah.
that always pisses me off.
Yeah,
Grease makes me think of just a bunch of flash mobs happening because nobody gets up in the middle
That's
of this.
essentially it.
Yeah.
If we had to live our life via
I'm going to tell you a story, but we're all going to dance and I'm going to sing it.
Right.
Let's do it.
yeah.
This rocks.
No, I just and
I guess
honestly,
maybe I like it
never,
'cause
I
I saw
never
it
went
as a
out of
kid.
my way to not watch Grease.
Well, it never.
I never purposefully never watched it. It just never fell in my lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
kind of
was
the
gonna
same
say-
way. Like I've never.
So you
had-
haven't seen Grease 2 either?
No,
I haven't seen that one.
See, I watched I watched the National Geographic James Cameron special on Titanic,
Yeah.
and they were flashes of how he made the movie.
Mhm.
But after seeing that, I was like, I don't need to see. I don't need to see Titanic. I mean, this.
Yeah, I mean, I know the story. Like to your point, I know
Yeah.
it goes down, I also know that dude drowns at the end because everyone talked about it. So I was like, yeah, I get it. I always have a hard time watching movies where I know exactly how it ends before it starts. It ruins kind of the story.
I don't
portion.
mind that. I hate when they're to me, the Titanic always rubbed me the wrong way because none of it's true other than the ship sank. So I was
it's
like,
just made
you
up
really,
story.
and it's obviously we can get behind Star Wars. That's fake too,
Yeah.
but you're literally taking a historic thing and flipping it totally upside down. What's your point?
No, I was going to say, do you have a movie on principle you're not going to watch?
Not really. There's a lot of old movies I've heard are classics that I've tried to go back and watch. Like, I tried watching, and I'll probably get blasted over this, I tried watching Godfather, and it was too fucking slow for me. I just didn't like it. But, like, I made myself watch Chinatown, and that wasn't as good as everybody said it was to me.
Have you seen Godfather 2?
No, I've not.
So
yeah.
I actually, into my mid-20s, had never seen a Godfather movie at all.
Yeah.
And I recognize that as a deficiency. And
Yeah.
I got all of them, and I just locked myself up and watched all the Godfathers. 2 was got to be one of the best movies ever. I mean, that movie's fucking phenomenal. 1 is good.
Yeah.
2 is amazing. I mean, really excellent. You should take some time and watch that before you watch The Irishman.
I haven't seen, I got a buddy who swears, Ely and I have a friend, he swears that the Alien franchise is one of the greatest franchises of all time.
I agree with that.
And I don't disagree, but I've seen pieces of a lot of them, but I've never watched them all through. And I'm kind of like with Brendan, where it's like, I know what the hell goes on. I get the point. Do I want to take my time now to watch that movie when there's other good movies coming out still that I want to keep up with?
The Alien franchise, I find myself like, one, when it's not football season. 2, you're home on a Sunday and you're flipping through the channels, and all of a sudden there's an Alien. Doesn't matter which one is on.
I'm the same
It's
way
like,
with Matrix.
boom, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Which day's coming out again?
I know.
New one.
You see they're releasing the new Matrix
There's a new
and John Wick on the same day.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah,
That's
So-
crazy. Yeah.
Keanu rules.
Yeah, he does.
I love those John
And they're
Wick
making
movies.
When's Bill and Ted come
Yeah,
out?
I was gonna say they're making
When's-
another
yeah.
Bill and Ted.
Is that the same 3 movies?
Probably.
So what's the new Matrix? Like,
I have no idea. I don't know anything about the
No,
premise.
I'm
It's
kind of excited. This is the first I've heard of it.
Maybe they
2021.
start over.
2021.
Those got worse though,
So
right? If
What
I
do you
remember correctly, like 2 was okay, 3 was
No, they're
2
all
wasn't
amazing.
as good as 1, 3 wasn't as good as 2.
As far as
I
Matrix,
personally
Yeah.
don't see. I'm a huge fan of them. So I
Oh,
don't see
so you
that.
like them all?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I like the story.
he celebrates the entire catalog.
I
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Same thing with Harry Potter.
Yeah. See, that's
There's a
actually Stu. To your point, that's something I'll never watch.
Any of them.
No.
I was that way before I got married. I was funny. I was like, fuck that shit.
Harry Potter actually doesn't suck.
Oh,
They're
dude,
good.
it is like one of the coolest
I have
series.
no
and then
desire.
you go to whatchamacallit, you go to Universal and go to Harry Potter
Harry
World.
Potter. Yeah.
Actually,
That
I'm-
shit is
I'm-
my
amazing,
daughter
dude.
just wants. She's
I'm going
she's
there.
dying
I'm
to
excited.
take.
Yes.
Yeah. My daughter wants me to take her there.
I made myself watch Lord of the Rings because everybody got.
I
into
thought that was a good.
That was the
trilogy.
worst movie I'd ever saw. I fell asleep during it. It was awful. The
Really?
first one, yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings can be tough as far as how drawn out it is, but if you just let yourself watch it, it's a lot of fun.
You
But
like the Hobbits at all?
I don't like any of that. I don't like that. I don't think I like that
You know what I watched?
genre.
I watched
Yeah.
a little
of
bit
the
of
orcs
yesterday.
and the fucking.
So you have a hard time with
magical people
suspension of disbelief for those
and- Yeah,
types of.
Yeah.
He's never liked that kind
That's
of
No.
what I mean. We talked about this for a long time with Game of Thrones.
yeah. I've never
that's not
got
his
into
style.
that.
I need to watch it. I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh, you should check it out. Just
Yeah. Now I'm watching The
Definitely.
Mandalorian
You'll
on
be-
Disney
Mandalorian
Plus.
is the shit, dude.
You'll be
Yeah.
disappointed.
Is
in season
Mandalorian
8.
not like the like? It's,
Yeah.
It's like it's about time we got a good Star Wars shit.
Yeah.
Like Mandalorian is like the old Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
it's gritty. It's amazing. Is it not?
they
No, I
seem to
agree
just-
completely.
Yes.
And what the other thing too is you can't tell. Like when they first started adding CGI to Star Wars movies,
Oh, it was a.
it was
It
like
stood out.
rough. It
Yeah.
stood
Yeah.
out, but like right now, like the way it is, it's
Really
you
good.
can't tell, and it's like this is. looks
Has anyone not seen the first Mandalorian?
I have not.
Well, he doesn't have Netflix.
I don't
I've seen
have
them all.
Netflix.
Are you going to watch it?
I would like to one day, but who knows
Okay.
when that day will be. You can talk about it.
When
You're
they,
not gonna- I'll still watch
dude,
it. I'll
when
watch
that
good
fucking
things.
baby Yoda showed up. I was like, "This shit's awesome."
Oh, did you see?
I'm like, "Is it Yoda? Is it his kid? Who the fuck is this thing?"
They said
You know what I mean?
they said Disney missed out on $2.7 billion in revenue because they didn't come up with a fucking baby Yoda toy.
Yeah,
But they
For-
didn't
You
want
can't
to
get the
ruin
doll.
it.
That's crazy.
They can't get the toy. You can't get the doll. Everybody wants to order the doll.
yeah.
It was
can't
the
get
right move, though, because if you started pushing that stuff out there, then everyone would have known about it.
No, after the fact.
But they
don't have it.
intentionally left that there because
Yeah.
they needed Disney Plus. There's more money to be made in Disney Plus than Yoda plush dolls.
Yeah.
And they needed Disney Plus to hit, so you needed to have that kind of, wait, what's everybody
Have you
talking
noticed
about? What's
Disney
happening?
will figure it
How
out.
much Yoda looks like fucking Mogwai?
Yeah, they
Oh,
put them
yeah.
side by
Just
side.
like him.
Yeah.
Like it's identical.
Yeah.
Doesn't even look like Yoda.
No, well, he's not Yoda.
Yeah, the baby Yoda's not Yoda from what
What is it?
everybody.
I mean, it can't be Yoda because you have stormtroopers in
afterwards.
there. Yeah, Yoda was an old man when stormtroopers came to be. So the fact
No,
that
I thought
they're-
it was beforehand.
No, it's after.
no, it's
That's
definitely
right, that's
after.
right.
'Cause- yeah.
My hope is that
Baby Yoda's only 50 years old.
it's like an evil.
Yeah.
It's like an evil whatever that is.
What do you mean?
I'm just hoping he's not a good guy. I'm hoping that Baby Yoda.
Why would you? No, because the bad guys
are trying to get rid of him.
are trying to get rid of him.
we don't know that they were trying to get rid of him. We know that they were running tests on him and doing all kinds
They were
of
gonna
stuff.
They wanted him
dismember
dead.
Yeah.
They said that, but maybe they just wanted to kind of take him under their wing.
Dude told the bounty hunter, "Dead's fine."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I guess my theory's off.
Yeah.
That's a fact. He did
Hey,
say
they-
that.
I'm with you, Brendan. They can still flip it. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, they could, but my guess is that he's gonna start. They're
Saving
afraid
the
he's gonna
world.
start the Jedi Order over.
He better. He's got the Force.
So who did Yoda hook up
That's
with?
what I was just gonna say. The exact same thing. He fucked a Mogwai.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
You didn't think Yoda could just use the
We got
Force?
that bitch wet. Shit
Yeah.
got crazy.
Yeah.
Better after midnight.
pop, 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 pop.
You don't think Yoda can just immaculate conception someone? I mean, he's got
Yeah.
the Force.
I mean,
You know, just like 3 fingers up, boom, old school Yoda
Yeah.
shocker.
Yeah.
that was cool. When he fucking stopped that rhino, I
Yeah.
was like, "That's awesome."
And then he slept for 3 days.
Yeah,
It's a good show.
Wiped
for
out.
it is
sure.
a really good show.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It is. It seems like sometimes though they're just like piecing together. Like they'll go, "We're gonna make this episode just have this story." And
Yeah.
it doesn't have any bearing on the story before or after, outside
Right.
of mild ties in. But it's like, and I guess that's the point. Is since he is a bounty hunter, you can do one-offs. Go,
Yeah.
oh, this is how he gets his money. He's gonna shoot off and do this.
Yeah.
And then it's like you can end it. You know, like Bill Burr was in this week's.
Yeah, I saw that. I was
Oh,
like,
was he? I haven't seen this.
That's
week.
cool.
the
Bill
6
Burr is one of the guys he runs a mission with.
Really?
Yeah.
When Bill
Nice.
Burr walks out, I'm like, yes. Bill
That
Burr.
is great.
Does he just start ranting, getting all
Yeah.
pissed off about something?
Which, by the way, I just watched the other day. You all, I'm sure everyone's seen his Philly rant.
yes,
Oh.
Dude,
yeah.
I watched that again the other day and just lost my shit. It was great.
Have y'all heard that Nick Cannon and Eminem are beefing?
I did hear that. He
Dude,
invited
I'm
him
like,
to come on.
I'm like kind
What?
of semi-obsessed with this. I'm like waiting for the. I've heard the diss track
Does
that Nick Cannon put
Cannon have
out. It was so
it's just
weak,
because Eminem's
dude.
joning on Mariah,
Yeah,
basically.
well, he dated her, I guess, is the word. Back even before Nick was with her. But what's funny to me is one, Nick Cannon's going after the most brutal fucking diss
Yeah,
guy
I was about
of
to
all
say,
time.
does Nick
Like,
Cannon have the cred to even stand up
dude,
to
his
Eminem
diss tracks
as
are
far
so bad,
as-
and it's funny because he keeps calling out Eminem for being old. So I looked that shit up. Nick Cannon's 39, Eminem's 47, Mariah is 49. So
Right.
the chick you married
Yeah,
and banged
go for it.
and had kids with is older than the guy you keep calling
Dude, I
old.
can't believe Mariah's almost 50.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Well, what's her name? Just celebrated her 50th. J-Lo.
She looks amazing.
from the block.
But I cannot wait for Eminem to literally just straight
He's going to destroy
murder
him.
Nick
I mean, this
Cannon.
is not
Yeah.
going to and Eminem's sober now. I mean, he's back.
Eminem
Yeah.
drives me nuts, especially on interviews.
Well, he's
Where he has-
he's weird.
yeah,
he's
super-
like got
like-
something mentally.
Yes, like I don't know. Is that what it is, or he has
Yeah.
to play this tough, cool guy all the time?
No, I think that mentally he's a little off. Like he's on the spectrum on some level.
Okay.
Well, Andy's been in the zeitgeist for 30 years now, or 20-some years. Like
Yeah.
he's lit. Like
But you see a lot
he's
of
surrounded
these
by
in-
yes men and stuff. Like
But he's been that way his whole life, though. He, like this.
You watch
weird,
interviews with him; he's always socially awkward, and that's why I'm
Yes.
saying he's a little odd. But then when you get him in front of a mic, where he can just focus and do what he's doing, it's a different part of his brain that clicks.
he's like that
and he's
autistic kid that
amazing.
can rock a piano,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
he
I
just
really
does it
do.
with a mic.
There's a guy, Shane McGowan. Probably doesn't mean much to y'all, but "Fairy Tale in New York," song by the Pogues, it was written by Shane McGowan. He's the lead singer of the Pogues, and that's this time of year. It's always a big thing. So I was down like a rabbit hole the other day watching old Shane McGowan like interviews, trying to find when this guy was normal, because now he's like this drug-addled old man. He's just a fucking nightmare. And I'm going back to like when he's 18. I'm seeing these interviews, and I'm like, he's an idiot. Like he's a complete idiot.
He was never normal.
Yeah, like he's on that same kind of Eminem spectrum. You see these long pauses, you hear this awkward cadence in his voice, and he doesn't know. But then the music starts, the switch flips, and he's a genius while
Makes sense.
while he's there in that moment. And then as soon as that cuts off, and you're like, "So what'd you have for breakfast?" I don't know, man. Like, you're just total
Yeah.
idiot. And I thought it was all a drug thing. So I'm going back watching these old interviews. Nope, he's always been that way. Same thing with Eminem. You go back in time, you hear these interviews, socially awkward, cadence is weird, something's up, get him on the mic, boom, genius. It's like he just lives
Like you
in
said, there's a spectrum for all these things, and he could be on the outskirts of it.
and some musicians just are.
Yeah.
They're better when it comes to music. Without the music and the flow behind them, their thoughts don't work right. You get that in there, and like the synapses, everything
I mean,
fires.
it's crazy when you see those guys that can like literally hear someone play something on the piano and then they just play it back. It's like,
Yeah.
holy cow.
Yeah. There's,
But this same person might have a hard time, making toast.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then they're idiot savant.
Yeah.
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
It's wild. So I'm excited about this drink challenge.
Yeah.
Next week,
gonna be good.
the holidays
I'm
are
excited about Stu's food. This
yes.
week.
Oh yeah, I'm about to go grub that. So
Let's
the
do
holidays, Holidays are officially upon us, man. Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas.
buddy. I'm excited. It's Hanukkah time. Happy Hanukkah. So I'm psyched. I'm psyched. Let's get
It's
these
that time of year.
Let's get these drinks going for next week. You guys tune in. Should be a bit of an S show.
Yeah.
You think?
Got a
Yeah.
funny feeling it'll be a little bit rough, but I'm excited about it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you haven't had a chance to head over to our Facebook page, please do so at Inside the Pallet House Podcast, or you can always reach us on our email, insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. I believe it's also at Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
Yeah.
Feel
Yep.
free to send over the money. We're not raising money for charity. We're raising money for us.
Keep it
We'll
going.
take
Yeah, and then we'll send you the 4-hour best of.
Yep.
And we will. We've got the
Yeah.
season 1 best of we can send you if you do reach out to us there. Or you can always reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram at ITPH Podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
That was a really good podcast, don't you think?